I'm Charles.
I'm Bob.
Welcome to our tiny home, the Hermitage. We're in Cloudland, Georgia on Lookout Mountain. I bought this tiny home in 2018, so I've been here about 3 years. We started sharing it together when we met last August. Come on inside. So this is our living room. In the tiny home world, this would be known as a park model. It's about 400 square feet, just shy of that. And it's cozy. We love it. Plenty of seating, sofa, leather recliner. I love to take naps. We have an electric fireplace that puts out a lot of heat and gives some ambiance. This is where we eat our meals. We also can eat outside on the deck. This is also used as a desk because Bob's a very successful real estate agent in Huntsville. So when he's up here, he keeps working. And so a lot of times, this is where he's at, working with his customers. One of the benefits of this fireplace is that it's a great source of heat. I don't know what the BTU rating is on it, but it pours out the heat. You can also turn it off. Right now we have the fire going just to give a little ambiance without it putting out heat. And this is a very economical home. The main heating and cooling for the house is a mini split. And we have two heads, one here in the living room and one back in the bedroom. And that's very economical to operate.
Utility bills are extremely low.
Yeah, depending on the season, $30 to $70 a month for electricity, which is nothing.
Yeah.
The first few years that I lived here, had a full-size church organ sitting right here. And
now there's a sofa.
Yeah, now there's a sofa. But for me, one of the things about tiny home living to make it work for an individual, decide what your passion is and bring your passions with you. And music is important to me, important to both of us.
We still have the organ.
Yes.
It's moved to the other house.
Yeah, we didn't give that up. And of course, that's one of the things that changed. For the first 2 years I lived here, it was really set up for just me. Now that we're together, it's wonderful to have someone to share this with. So we've made some changes and set it up for 2 people. So this tiny home has some great storage offerings that it provides. And every tiny home is different in that regards as to what they can give you storage-wise. And if you're a little bit thoughtful of how you organize things, it can make a big difference. This is actually a door here, and it goes to a pretty deep closet underneath the stairs that go to the loft. There's a hanging rod here, so heavy things, seasonal things, coats and jackets can go here. A good place to store dog toys as well. And it's deep because it goes all the way back to here to store things under. And then the door itself is storage. Most of our dishes are right here. It's pottery from a local pottery place about 5 miles down the road in Mentone called Miracle Pottery. And these are a lot of the dishes we use. I think they look great to be on display, and saved a lot of cupboard space in the kitchen by putting dishes over here. So this is the kitchen area, and one of the fun things for me when I got this tiny home was fixing it up and getting it just like I like it. And you can probably tell I like log cabins, and so the style of tiny home that I wanted was a log cabin. The builder of this tiny home is Green River Cabins out of South Carolina. And what they're known for is building a home out of stacked timbers. These are 12 by 8, I believe, and they're solid. And when they build the home on the frame, they're literally, it's just like stacking logs. So it's super solid, no hollow space in the walls, very well insulated because of that. And I kind of continued that theme with redoing the kitchen with live edge cedar countertops, a granite sink, and really there's a lot of storage. I opted not to have a dishwasher because I wanted more cabinet space, but you can put a dishwasher if you want one. In this cabinet would have gone right here, but I've got a nice deep cabinet under there. Also, to help on storage and to keep it hidden under this part of the sink, and there's access over there is where the hot water tank is. I think it's 40 gallons or something. I forget, but we've never run out of hot water. It's the only thing in the cabin that runs off of propane. I've got a 100-gallon tank out here. I figure I've got about a 7-year supply of propane because we cook a lot on this, but it just doesn't take much propane to run this. This is my first time to have a 20-inch stove, and it's plenty of space. I do large meals. I've cooked everything on here. We bake, we cook, good size oven. I do store a few things in there when they're not being used. You got to maximize all your space for storage. I found this community when I was living in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. I had a condominium there that was quite nice and I enjoyed, but I love the mountains and I was looking to do something different. And I remember laying in bed one night Googling tiny home communities and found this community online and thinking this is close enough for me to drive to in a day and check it out and see how I like it. And they had a program called Try Before You Buy, where you can come up here and stay in a cabin for a few days to see how you like the area and the community and see how you like living in a tiny home. And the website looked great, but I think we all know sometimes you see a website, then when you see it in reality, it's not so great. Well, when I got up here, I actually thought, wow, this is better than what I saw online. I was really quite impressed with the community. It's a gorgeous area. Lookout Mountain has a lot to offer. It's very convenient to larger metropolitan areas. We're 2 hours from Atlanta, an hour and a half south of Chattanooga, Tennessee, about an hour and a half from Huntsville, Alabama, 2 hours to Birmingham. So within an hour and a half or more, you can be anywhere, get anything you need or want. So I kind of like that. I lived in Los Angeles for 22 years of my adult life, so I'm kind of over living in the huge, congested metropolitan city. Been there, done that, don't want to do it again. So our loft is mainly used for storage. We don't keep a lot up there. I do have a little desk that I can use. I sit Japanese style up there because it's you can't stand in the loft. You scoot around, but it's a great place to store things. We don't use it as a sleeping loft. One of the nice things of a park model tiny home is that you get a full-size bedroom on the main floor. Another feature that I like about this builder and this particular tiny home are pocket doors. Swinging doors take up a lot of space in a tiny home. So for the bathroom and also for the bedroom, the pocket doors are a great space saver. So in the bathroom, as you can see, again, we redid the countertops here with the live edge cedar. Found a really nice vessel sink, kind of fit the style of the home. Regular flushing toilet. All the cabins or tiny homes in this community are in septic systems. The developer of the community maintains those, so that's a great benefit. The other thing I did here, tiny homes are not known for having two things normally. They don't have much pantry space typically, and they don't have linen closets. So by having an open shelf here, you can nicely display towels. I didn't get much drawer space in this bathroom, but wicker baskets make nice drawers to keep all your toiletries and things in. So that was helpful for our storage.
And there is a medicine cabinet.
Yes,
that's built
medicine cabinet right here.
And a vanity, underneath, a cupboard underneath. So really, it's got everything.
The one project I'd love to do, my last fantasy to finishing this place, is to turn this into a walk-in shower made out of river rock. It's a walk-in shower now, but I love the look of River Rock. So that's a future project that may be done one day. So we get a full-size washer and dryer in this community. And originally the builder had put in a folding louvered door. The door opened into this passageway here, and it was kind of crowded. So I took the door out and I put a curtain here, which saves a lot of space. These stacking units, these are great machines. They're Whirlpool. Again, they're full size. You can do jeans and anything big, bulky, heavy will go in here. And I just use the washing machine as my laundry hamper. Because again, that's something typically a tiny house doesn't give you space for, is where does the laundry go? So we just keep it there, and when it's full, we turn it on and do laundry.
So about 10 years ago, I downsized to a house about 1,800 square feet. And love that, been very happy there. So met Charles, we got together, and I immediately fell in love with this house. So a couple of weeks ago, we were back in the Huntsville house talking about the tiny house, and I said, well, you know, until I met you, I thought I had a tiny house. It's all relative, right? But there's just the warmth, coziness, and the character of this particular house. With everything Charles has done with the live edge countertops and all the wood trim and everything hand done and the furnishings, to say nothing of the peaceful and tranquil setting, which is very private. And I love water, so we have the river and a pool and community pool. Someone else takes care of all of that. It's absolutely perfect.
I don't know if you noticed coming in, the name of this cabin is called the Hermitage, which is a bit of a different name, I guess, to a lot of people. I've had people ask me, what does that mean? Type of thing. And it brings up the connotation of hermits who, you know, want to keep everybody away type of thing, and that's not what's behind the name. I actually used to be a monk. I was a member of a monastic order for about 6 years of my adult life, and that type of spiritual life stays with me today, as far as, you know, what you gain and learn from monastic spirituality. And the Hermitage for me is because this represents a place of peace, of rest, of retreat. It is my place to be with nature. And so that's why I named my cabin the Hermitage and what that means to me. Welcome to the bedroom. The builder of this tiny home included these wardrobe units, which this is a hanging unit here, and then 2 drawers that function really as a nightstand. This particular builder, he can do just the nightstands with drawers, he can do the wardrobe units with the hanging space, he can do them on both sides, on one side, he can configure it however you want to. They give you a lot of space. These drawers are really deep and hold a lot. You can hang a lot of things in here. You'll see more woodwork from my wood guy, the headboard and the cornice across there. A chest is where we store a lot of off-season clothes and extra shoes and things like that. Hidden behind here is the electrical panel. The bedroom gives you a high ceiling. The way this cabin is designed, basically you start with a living room, kitchen and bathroom in the middle, bedroom here. Over the kitchen and bathroom is the loft. So your living room and your bedroom get high ceiling space, which really gives you the feel of a lot more space having that. Put in a chandelier fixture here to make the space more fun. Lots of light here. The lot is so private, don't even have things covering the windows, especially on that side here. About the only thing looking in these windows are squirrels or the deer when they come by. So it's nice to have that and to see nature everywhere you look.
The view, this is one of my favorite features of the house is, so you look all the way through, out through the porch, out into the woods. And there's a lot of ambient light coming from all different angles and the windows up overhead. So it's just great to look through and see the woods. If it's raining, you don't get snow very much, but that's spectacular. And then, of course, in the summertime, it's even more private. So you look at it and you see all the green all the way up through the windows. And that's a great part of it, I think.
Well, about 75% of the year, our screen porch or deck is really another living room. We like keeping the door open, having the natural fresh air. Don't have a problem with bugs because this is screened in. And this gives us a lot more utility space. This is in addition to the 400 square feet that the cabin provides. Had this built here so we can have some of our meals out here, have lunch with the deer. I've often been eating here and we'll have deer coming by. And again, fun stools, very rustic look, more cedar here. We have 2 dogs. We have a little Scotty dog and a miniature golden doodle. They're not here right now, but the lots are not fenced here, so to keep them safe and to let them have some off-leash outdoor space, we built this dog run out here. The dog door lets them go, and we just had the steps added to make it easier for them to get up and down. One thing about Little River Escape that I was attracted to when I found the community is that each cabin gets what I'd call a basic landscaping package. The rock walkways, the rock border around the cabin, a driveway that's gravel or rock with a parking area, and then what we call a fire pit area. I have my grill out here and more outdoor seating, but you can also have a fire pit. So this is included in the basic setup package. And one of the reasons I chose this lot, to me this is one of the more private lots in the community. I really like the way this cabin is tucked back into the lot. It's not up near the road, so that gives us a bit more privacy.
I hope that there's a message goes out to how really easy, how much less expensive, both in the maintenance and the purchasing and living this way. So, and I really see this, doesn't take a stretch now to see this as the wave of the future. And like right now, really the present, more and more people are catching on. So great way to live. You might want to consider it.
I would just add to that, as a realtor myself, it was a bit of a head scratcher for me to think about, giving up traditional type of real estate for a tiny home. But to my surprise, this place has appreciated a lot, like around 40% over what I paid for it. Yeah, and the resales up here, the prices just keep appreciating. So it's actually turned out to be a decent investment as well. And that's kind of a nice little surprise, I guess, on top of everything else about being here and having this. Thank you for coming.